I'm Mary Hughes. I write steamy, wickedly fun urban fantasy and romance. This is Biting Christmas Abridged. Nixie and Julian slide into a hot tub honeymoon, but things turn nasty when Santa Vamp and Mrs. Claus show up. This story has been edited for streaming to tone down the intimate scenes. However, the bedroom door is not closed but ajar. Listen at your own discretion. Biting Christmas Abridged, Part 6. Nixie and Julian, on their honeymoon at Otto's B&Bs, have learned from Santa Vamp that a key to a dangerous hypnotic device was hidden in a red glass ball ornament, among hundreds on the municipal tree, when they're ambushed by Lestat vampires, led by Carol Newman. Julian, the Santa Claus! Nixie, now is not quite the time to educate me on popular culture. His slight lisp said his fangs were full length, ready to fight, ready to die, protecting me. It had better not come to that, not before I got my full honeymoon treatment at any rate. While Santa's delivering presents, he's attacked by a Rottweiler. He escapes up the chimney. Get us to the fireplace. Julian veered. If I can carry you while flying, I've never tried it. An instant, and we were standing on the hearthrug before the brickwork. From which perspective, it was obvious the firebox was all of an inch deep. I groaned. It doesn't matter. The fireplace is fake. I swore and slapped the mantel, and was nearly thrown from Julian's shoulder when we were whirled into the dark. Otto's B&Bs must have been a speakeasy in the 20s. The spinning fireplace was an escape hatch in case of a raid. Julian toted me through a pitch-black tunnel, his glowing red eyes lighting the way. Rudolph meets Halloween. Freaky. We came out of the tunnel in an old carriage house-turned garage. Julian headed through the people door and set me down outside. I shivered. I wish I had my phone. What do we do now? My breath frosted the air. Find the activation key. Righty-o. Just sort through 700 ornaments on a 2-story tree while dodging Carol and her deadly homies. May I point out one teensy detail? Those Lestats heard Santa. They know where the key is, and there are more of them than us. That may not be an advantage. Look. Kitty corner from us was Settler's Square, with park benches, a playground, and the Oom-Pa-Pa bandshell. In the center twinkled the municipal tree. A shivering Carol Newman and 3 Lestat rogues were trying to knock off ornaments with snowballs, while the 6 Rottweilers ran around the tree, barking and peeing. The dogs had better aim. Apparently these Lestats were from sunnier climes. They packed the snowballs with fumbling, freezing fingers. No gloves. My mother would have lectured them to death if they hadn't already been dead. Speaking of, I reached into my pockets and pulled out my knit fingerless gloves and pulled them on as I watched. The Lestats tried to hurl those lopsided chunks of snow like baseballs. Half the balls disintegrated midair. The other half splatted harmlessly against the tree. You! Carol saw us. Keep at it, she ordered the Lestats. I'll take care of the girl. The dogs can deal with her tame vampire. Julian grabbed me. We'd come a long way from Daddy having to protect the girly girl. I donned my attitude. I ain't nobody's girl, Julian. I'll fry her. You go toast the dogs. Cooking analogies aside, it's no use asking you to go for backup, I suppose. Nice try. You know there's no time. His jaw worked. Then, good luck. Julian released me and surged forward. He met the wave of dogs with his long knife, reversed it, and rapped doggy noses. One yipped and faltered. The others leaped for his jugular. I shouted out, Julian, look out! The instant I was distracted, Carol pulled out her pistol and shot at me. Fortunately, she telegraphed like Western Union. I dodged. The bullet spat into the frozen grass. Give up, she fired again. The advantages were all hers. She had the weapon, the time, and the hench rogues. But I had surprise. I barreled straight at her, screaming like a punk singer with her hair on fire. She froze for a critical moment. By the time she shot again, I was on top of her. My momentum knocked her to the ground. I grabbed her wrist. Rolling, we fought for control of the gun. I banged her hand against the ground, but she clung to that gun like cheap sandwich wrap. My breath started coming in gasps. I was tiring. She was bigger than me and twice as heavy. It would be over in moments, and she'd win. I should just give up. Fighting her was like a little kid trying to thrash a bully, and my brain went ding, ding, ding. It was either a great idea or oxygen deprivation hitting. Kid, bully, like Ralphie and Scott Fargus in A Christmas Story. Great chocolate Zeus. I had a chance. One slim chance. I released her and rolled to my feet, prepared for her as she levered herself up. Steam shot out of her nostrils like a bull. I gulped. She dug her toes into the frozen grass like a matador's worst nightmare, pawing the ground before a charge. My heart hammered in my ribs. With a roar, she barreled straight at me. I quivered until she was almost on top of me, and stepped back. One small hop for Nixie, one giant advantage for Nixie kind. She missed me. As she steamed by, I grabbed her jaw, added my forward momentum to hers, and aimed her at the nearest street sign. She stumbled, did a header into the pole. Into the metal pole. My hand on her jaw, opening her mouth. Her tongue came out and stuck. I hope you've enjoyed part 6 of Biting Christmas, written by Mary Hughes, copyright 2008-2016. Join me soon for the finale in part 7. Thanks for listening.